Hey there winos, this is Vince.Wine, and today we are visiting Saldo. This is our second selection from the Prisoner Wine Company. Well, let's pop the cork on this bad boy and see how this Zinfandel blend holds up on today's Wine Lab. Hey, thanks for joining me. And before we get started today, if you want to be a winoceros, hit subscribe on this channel to become a wino today. I'll put out new videos every single Saturday, so be sure to hit that bell icon to stay notified for more great wine content. Now, Saldo is a wine that came around after David Phinney's Prisoner. So I know we've talked about David Phinney a little bit on this channel. I swear this is not the dedicated Dave Phinney channel. But the Prisoner is actually the only wine that Dave Phinney produced before selling it into what ultimately became the Prisoner Wine Company. So Saldo is a Zinfandel blend that was one of the labels crafted afterward. And if you want to see more Dave Phinney wines, I've reviewed Papillon and 8 Years in the Desert. Those were under Dave Phinney's Orange Swift label. I'll leave a link to those. So between Orange Swift wines and the Prisoner Wine Company, I've got a number of really funky wines to explore, and they're all really popular with like cult status too. So let me know in the comments if there's any wines in particular you winos would love to see a review on. Cool, so here we are. This is a really awesome looking bottle here, and it's pretty much just almost what we call in the industry a shiner, which means that it would have like nothing on it. It's just the glass with a really simple basic black capsule on top as well. But you get this just this tiniest little tag. Is that pretentious? I can tell. That's a very unique label. Like, it kind of looks like it just slapped on with a label maker, but it does really fit in well with all these sort of really unique and moody labels. And then on the back there, they just give you some pretty typical wine information. California Zinfandel. Okay, but before we pop this open, why don't we jump into the website and see what the Prisoner Wine Company has to say? Okay, let's dive into the website really quickly. So I'm at theprisonerwinecompany.com, and I'll go to, I guess, shop now is the main entry there. And wow, actually, there it is. That's pretty cool. I didn't even go to it yet, but it was kind of the first feature they have there. Really nice. And we've seen this before. We've seen this sort of setup on this really cool looking sort of slate and this dramatic shadow in the background there. Really cool shot. I'm not sure if it works out well with the label being so small, but definitely really classy looking. And I wish I could get rid of this little guy here. Go away. I can't get rid of that. Anyways, when you're from here and there, that's what Saldo means in Latin. Here and there. That's what Saldo means in Latin. Okay, fact check. Let's find out if that's what it really means. We're gonna Google that. Okay, let's just type in Saldo. Balance. So, balance, equilibrio, balance, balanza, volante. So, yeah, balance. Actually, and I think that story kind of works a little bit better, don't you? That it's a wine of balance. That's sort of something that you want associated with your wine, but they go with the from here to there, and it could just be like a colloquialism, you know? Okay, let's see what else they got. All right, so winemaker notes. Should we read these? Yeah, dark ruby color with bold aromas of black licorice, black pepper, cherry, baking spice. We will put that to the test. The entry is rich, full, and scintillating. I love that word. Scintillating. That's a good one. The palate is mouth-watering, smooth, and with a hint of chocolate. The finish is voluptuous. The finish is voluptuous. Wow. With soft, velvety tannins. Okay, that is high praise. It is scintillating and voluptuous. It sounds like a nice time. All right, let's keep going here. Okay, so here are the other wines they offer. So now there's a whole plethora of Prisoner Wine Company wines, all with really cool labels. You've got Derange or Déranger, apparently is how you say that. Prisoner Pinot, Prisoner Cab Sauv. Look at that cool label on the rosé. They have a white blend, blindfolded. Oh, a sparkling called Erase. Yeah, so there's just a number of these different wines here that I would definitely love to check out. So let me know in the comments if there's any in particular you want to see. Alrighty, without further ado, it's time to put Saldo to the test. Yeah, that's pretty cool. In the glass here, okay, it's giving me pretty much what I expected. That really ruby red color. The concentration already seems a little low. That means I can sort of see through it. Yeah, I can sort of see my hand right through that here. My fingers are pretty apparent in there. I couldn't maybe quite read a book through it. Let's take a look at, yeah, look at that. I mean, and those are big bold letters, but you can see Saldo right through it. So, yeah, the color comes all the way up to the rim. It is this non-vintage? This is non-vintage. I don't see a vintage on on this. Okay, that's kind of interesting, but it is 15% alcohol. Oakville Prisoner Wine Company, bottled by... Oh my gosh, there's no vintage on here. That's pretty surprising. I wonder if that means it is a blend between vintages. We know that Saldo means balanced, or in their opinion, from here to there. So maybe it is a balance between vintages. That would be an interesting one to find out. I guess you should watch a wine show or something that could dive into that for you. Okay, I did check it out. It is non-vintage. Pretty surprising. Back to the wine. So, yeah, it was sort of that really low concentration ruby red color in there. I pretty much think I know what to expect here. I'm guessing this is going to be fairly fruit forward. You can see sort of these nice syrupy tears dripping down there, so I'm gonna attribute that to probably a kiss of residual sugar on there, and then of course the 15% alcohol contributes to the viscosity of the wine as well. So let's get this on the nose. Okay, all right, actually, I feel like I'm coming in on this with a little bit of a negative vibe, and I really shouldn't do that, and I do apologize. And this thing definitely paid me back for it because it's really pretty on the nose. I'd say it's very straightforward. It's giving me that sort of dill kind of thing that you can get from Zinfandel sometimes, and a little bit of like rustic almost style of fruit. So sort of think of like prunes, that kind of thing, maybe a little figginess going on in there. This is from the Oakville region, so I'm pretty sure a lot of Napa is on that sort of volcanic soil, so you do get that sort of like almost smoky thing that happens, sort of like a flinty or smoky, that sort of volcanic minerality in there, and I think that actually is coming off nicely here, and if it's not on volcanic ash, well, that's how it's coming off anyway. Yeah, and then your typical sort of preserves, sort of jammy preserves in there, and then maybe just a kiss of pepper, and jamminess and pepper is really just something typical of Zin all around. Let's get this on the palate. Yeah, this is exactly what I was describing in the beginning. Pretty much did exactly what I thought it was gonna do. The very first thing that happens is I got a rush of hazelnutty thing. I get that a lot out of Napa wines, but I also think that that sort of hazelnut sweetness does come from some residual sugar. So I think I'm spot on here. To be taken extremely seriously, I think it has a touch too much residual sugar. Then that fruitiness comes in, and I will say there's a medium lengthy finish there of fruit. The mouthfeel, because of that sugariness, is actually pretty solid. It is really pleasing on the palate. It just envelops the whole thing in a really round way, hits you sort of in all the right places. This wine is going to do everything you want it to do, and it's going to be a people pleaser, and it's going to be super enjoyable and so approachable for any level of wine drinker. And at the $25 to $30 price range, this is actually a really great go-to. I can see why it's so darn popular, and plus it's one of those really cool prisoner wines with a neat little label on it. Is it worth, 99 points? I don't think so. 89, I would say, maybe 89, 90. I'm pushing to give it a 90 just for the craftsmanship on this, but otherwise, perfectly enjoyable. Well, there you have it, winos. That is Saldo. So let me know, what do you winos think? Do you guys enjoy this wine? And what other prisoner wines besides the Prisoner do you winos enjoy? And hopefully I didn't upset anybody if this was your favorite wine. It wasn't a bad review. The wine is good. It's just not very serious and pretty much what I expected. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, please leave me a like. That helps so much. Don't forget to share this video with your wine friends. And until next time, winos, drink safe and drink well. Cheers. By the way, do you winos miss this background? Let me know in the comments if you miss being in front of this background. It looks really pretty in the summertime. It just got a little dreary in the winter.